Hello and welcome to another of our midweek get-togethers. Around the year 62 AD, Paul is under house arrest in Rome. Unable to travel, he longs to be able to encourage his brothers and sisters in Philippi, but can only do that long distance by letter. Immediately, this book in the New Testament feels bang up to date and relevant to us. Even as I sat yesterday writing notes for this recording, I realized how much I long for us to be physically together again as a church. But at the same time, I want us all to learn from Paul some valuable lessons that our faith and our mission goes on despite our circumstances, and that we can have great joy and peace through this time. Paul is very fond of the church in Philippi. He was the founder of this group of believers who had now been meeting for about 10 years. You can read about this in Acts chapter 16. Philippi was a Roman colony in Macedonia. The city would have fallen within the part of the original nation that is now part of northern Greece. Thessaloniki, in those days, would have been the regional capital. It was a commercial center with a mix of nationalities, religions, and social levels. Most of the church members were Gentiles. The church in Philippi was very much an international fellowship. Epaphroditus, a leader in Philippi, had been to visit Paul with gifts from the church and had stayed to assist with the ministry Paul was engaged in while imprisoned. However, he had fallen seriously sick, nearly died. So now that he was recovering, Paul was sending him home along with his letter, part thank you letter and part pastoral advice and encouragement. The overriding sentiment we see in this letter is the secret of contentment. Paul has suffered hardship, poverty, beatings, and sickness during a significant period of imprisonment. Despite this, the letter is overflowing with joy. Repeatedly, through his writing, he refers to joy and rejoicing. It's about perspective. The joy that Paul experiences and talks about in this letter is not based on circumstances, but rather through a vibrant and living relationship with Jesus. He puts the case that Jesus is the ultimate example for us. By imitating or following Christ's life of humility and sacrifice, we too can experience joy even through our suffering. We're going to be looking at this letter over the coming 8 weeks. Today, I want to give you a preview so that you can see the flow of the message that will unfold as we move through the text. We start by seeing that our love, when founded in Christ, results in knowledge, in insight, and in righteousness. The message of Christ will prevail through all circumstances, even through wrong motives. But our attitude and our conduct, the way we live our lives, is of utmost importance. Therefore, Paul entreats us to be imitators of Jesus, to copy his example of servanthood, not to exalt or lift ourselves up, but rather show humility. Remembering that Paul is writing to a diverse group of people next, he points out that our appearance, our rituals, our culture, and our background are nothing when faced with Jesus. What counts is our faith, rooted and grounded in Christ. And we must aim for maturity, keep on track, and learn to discern what is of the world and what is of God. This will help us to stand firm in Christ and experience the joy and the peace that comes through our relationship with him. Our focus should be on what is good. Fill our eyes, fill our ears and our hearts with goodness. Finally, Paul comes back to one of the core reasons for sending this letter: gratitude for the gifts and support he has received from the church in Philippi. But he is quick to emphasize that giving is really a blessing for the giver and is a pleasing fragrance to God. Of course, Paul is grateful, but even more important to him is the way that giving builds community between those who give and those who receive. There is so much in this short letter that we can learn as a church. I'm excited about this series and look forward to talking with you again this Sunday as we open with chapter 1, verses 1 to 11. Have a great week and see you on Sunday. Well, you will see me anyway. God bless.